All right. All right. Probably gonna get the whole "you look like shit" ordeal. Oh damn. Oh damn. I have no light there. Oh fucking me, right? Oh my goodness. All right. What's going on? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're having a chill day today, and in doing so, it's been it's been how it's been. Um, we're just listening to a couple of Melody Sheep's songs here while I'm trying to get like the juices for creativity going. Right. So yeah, this is what we're gonna be listening to for a little bit. Hope you guys enjoy it. It is Melody Sheep's music of all things. We can skip all that and actually put that here. Would it be a family at that point? Hello. We could put this over here. Okay. That's fine. We can do that there. Let's find the actual definition for this word. It's like it's a big word. It's probably not a better. Hold on, we might want to tune down the music. Okay. Wait. Well, I want to hear it too. What the fuck? Okay. That's a little better. Alright. Sacrilege! Violation or misuse of what is regarded as sacred. Yeah. Regarded as sacred doesn't necessarily mean it is sacred. Is the violation or injurious treatment of a sacred object, site, or person. Sacred object, site, or person. Is it only those three things? So the only thing that can be sacred are objects, sites, or people. You could say that marriage as a whole is a sacred thing, right? Sacrilegious, offensive is verbal. It is called blasphemy. Ah, no shit. The sacrilegious offense verbal is called blasphemy. Desecration. Ah, I think that's what we're looking for. Desecration. So once again, what happened? I don't think we can really sum it all up like this. You know? It's pretty fucked. To see it this way, at least. And I guess desecration itself already is a whole nother thing, right? No, sacrilege, of course. It's like, yeah. Okay, let's continue with our story. Cradle, no? Okay. Where do I take this story? I don't want to make it cheesy or anything like that, but I don't know exactly what to make of it. So in case you guys are wondering, right? And I got a couple of you guys out there watching, and I'm thankful that you guys are here watching. But here's the gist of it, right? So I'm writing a story, right? This story is at reference, you know, like the idea is that my father, a demon lord, you know, the character here, you know, our main character is going to find out that their father is a demon and mother is human. So it's kind of one of those like taboo things that I've been reading up on, specifically like from the Catholic Church side. You know, they see it as a really big taboo thing. But they've also thought of it as an actual possibility. Like you know, people actually said that, yeah, it's a thing. It's kind of cool to think. So creating this world where both human beings and other beings live and interact and just kind of survive together. You know, everybody kind of like in our society, we have so many different backgrounds and religions, and we have a huge variety difference within our societies. You know, we're talking about, if like me specifically, I'm thinking about, you know, certain people are Christian and a lot of the people in the society is also Christian. But then you have somebody who's like Muslim, and all of a sudden, you know, they're the outsider, you know, if they're coming into that society. But in a way, we all have to get along. We all have to kind of work with one another, you know. So this story that I'm making, right, I'm going to touch upon a lot of things, right? I'm touching upon, you know, fear. right? Touching about uncertainties. I don't even know if I spelled that correctly, right? I'm about to find out though. Uncertainties. Ah, I misspelled it, and there we go. There's the correct. Right? Control. That's kind of like what we're, us as people, where we stand on. We want to control things. We want to take over things. We want to make sure that things go our way, and for lack of better words, we are manipulative in our nature. You know, kind of makes me ask the question: is an evil spirit or devil, especially one, as a tormentor in hell? Forceful, fierce, or skillful fight activity. Okay. Sanctor for detective. Plus man. Diamond. I don't know, but here's a very interesting thing, right? An evil spirit. Think about this. Or devil. Now, a devil doesn't necessarily mean you're a demon. How can, because a spirit or a devil are really two different things, really. A cruel, evil, destructive person or thing. A cruel, evil, or destructive person or thing. That was a little demon, I can tell you. A person can be a demon, if that's the case. Reckless, mischief. Yeah, that's the thing though. People can be demons. You know? Like, that's a thing. I feel like that's a thing. We don't really understand it. But we do understand it is that it can manifest in a way of a spirit. So we're gonna, you see, in our term, we're gonna use it as a bit more of a spirit, like, you know. That's what we're gonna do here. Okay. Where was I? Awakening. Tense, huh? You know, thinking about this type of information, it takes a bit of a time and moment to really come up with answers. I gotta think of the setting that that, you know, we want to place. How about this? During the peak of magical discovery, the humans, I mean, we could say something like that, but I have an idea, right? Hold on. I'm thinking I'm just gonna go with the flow here and just speak whatever comes out of my head, and then I'll fix all the little fine tunes that need to be fixed. Did we do this one already? I think we did. Nah, not my thing. I like shit like that. Oh, that sounds good. Listen to this. So I don't want to talk about how they discovered this, but I do want to make the solid point, like quick, kind of like a quick summary, like this is what happened, you know? Parallel would mean like side to side, well, more or less. Which one was that one? Awakening? Is it tribal instinct? Okay, let's do this one. One species, huh? Okay. Banishing the dark? Sounds good. I have a better idea. I have a way better idea. Hold on. Okay. All that can be scrapped. Well, actually, am I saying this right? Doesn't sound too awesome. Lighthearted piano. Let's try this one. It's called Rebirth. What did he discover? We're gonna address that right now, right? It's to beyond our imaginations, new sources of magic. Oh shit. Oh, go back. Fuck that one up. Pursuit of knowledge. It feels like that's more right, you know, becoming successful. Shallow the open sky, not yet. I like, maybe this is usually my stuff. You became successful. I mean, yeah. Well, that's a better word. The stage of human social cultural development of an organization that is considered most advanced. Process by which a society or place reaches an advanced stage of social and cultural development. The society, culture, and ways of life of a particular area. So yeah, civilizations would be, you know, the third one. Okay, uncertainties. I don't want to say that though. Let's look up rift, like the actual rift, like the definition of a rift. I like you. I'm just thinking about shit. Thinking about how this is gonna develop into. We don't even have to say anything like that. We could just say, oh, waitlist, nightfall. Oh, in the pursuit of knowledge. mean, that's pretty much what it would be. Because what is a merge? Is that when you bring things together? Matter cause to combine to a single entity.
And be known.
I don't think the humans wanted to quickly. I mean, yeah. So I'm trying to think, right? What is one thing that human civilization would do if we came in contact with another civilization? I mean, like, I don't think war is like immediately. I mean, I feel like it's one of those things where it's gonna happen, just to kind of test our strength. Immediately, I feel like that's what's gonna happen. Would it be defensive? Well, how can I do this? You know. Hmm. Quickly establish presence on the land. This is like a long, long time ago, though, you know? Oof. I'm trying to think about how I can wrap this up. And all I can think about is just history. To create established. One-hour walk to a one-day trail. Ooh, that's a question. No results. City of a Ghost.
Trial.
I think I misspelled it. Trifle. Nah, maybe that's not the one I'm looking for. Ooh, okay. That one? Okay. You hungry? You already ate? Alright, cool. Oh yeah, you ate the Lunchable, right? You ate the Lunchable? You're not hungry? Alright.
The Holocene has ended. What we do now, and in the next few years, will profoundly affect the next few thousand years. The only conditions modern humans have ever known so far are changing, and changing fast.
Nothing stays the same on this planet. Everything changes. The Earth is going into one of these jumps, and you don't know what is going to be on the other side of those jumps. The Earth is always jumping.
They versed?
Things move on this planet. Things are not still. Everything is turning.
That's the word I'm looking for. If you're objective humans. Ooh. What's going on, Mog? Diversified. Oh, is that the one? I'm sorry, Mog. I'm over here overcomplicating things. So I'm looking at like the whole diversity thing, right? And I think I'm overcomplicating the situation, like by a lot. By a lot. And yeah, I don't think I want to make it too complicated. So the story goes, Mug, right, is that during the Great Merge, where a bunch of worlds end up merging into one gigantic planet, right? Um, you know, something that as a society, as humans, we tend to do is that we try to fight for what we believe and we try to preserve that which we love, you know? And that includes family, religion, our systemic beliefs on what we think is correct, society's values. We fight for that because I think we think it's right. Um, Anytime our society is threatened to change the way we live or the way we see the world, it it does become like a scary thing for anybody who is in power, you know? Anybody that is in power is scared to lose that. Anybody who is in the hierarchy of power never wants to see his subjects diversify and make allies with others who one day may be as powerful or even more powerful than they are. You know, it's in human nature that we want to hold on to power. You know, so during these times of uncertainty, the human kingdom wanted to preserve their beliefs, values, and morals. They fear that if humanity diversified with other beings, they would become unruly, right? And I wanted to look it up exactly what it means to be unruly. Ungovernable, intractable, refractory, willful, headstrong, non submissive, to govern or control, and really implies lack of discipline or discipline, and often connotes wondering. Well, they're scared that we would become unruly, right? Because that's what keeps them in power. You know, it's not strength. It's just numbers. It's the fact that kind of like anything. Anything goes on. The heck was I supposed to do? Oh, that's right. Uh oh. Uh oh. This PC. O música. Oh, not what was intended, but interesting. Damn it, it's gonna put me in the same one here. Oh, maybe. No. No, I think we just go in here, right? And then we try to get the sample out of this. Is it here? Yeah, it's there. And then from here, we got what we wanted. Let's go. Because this sounds cool. I like it. Taint. Revolting. I don't think the word diversity fits in that sentence. Well, what do you think, Malgren? What's a good word that would have, human beings interact with other beings? And I'm not just talking about race. I'm talking about, this is a fantasy world. Imagine, Malgren, if you were an actual human in the World of Warcraft, and it was the first time you were going to go and expand your knowledge. What about intermingle or interacting? Well, let's actually take a look at that, okay? I will take your suggestion. Diversify, right? So make her become more diverse or varied in large variety. What word did we use exactly? Diversify. Yeah, okay. The other one you suggested is mingle, right? So let's look at that one. Intermingle. Mix or mingle together. Huge expansion of powers. I mean, that's intermingle. It's kind of like a very straightforward thing. Past tense, I can see that. Okay. To mix or mingle together. Well, it's about, give or take, the same thing. But I feel like diversify stretches beyond that. Diversification. Like, here's something, let's see what it tells us. Make or become more diverse or varied. There's a couple of definitions. And the second one, enlarge or vary the range of products or the field of operations of a small business. Okay, so maybe not that one. I will agree. Maybe diversity or diversify might not fit 100% there, but what's another word that we could use? During the times of uncertainties, right? The human kingdom wanted to preserve their beliefs, values, and morals. They fear that if humanity diversified with the other beings, intermix, mix together. Uh-oh, Moggy. What are you doing, Mog? You're killing me here, Mog. Hold on, I gotta go over there and see what happened. Dan, that link was for... Here's the best thing. I got it right here. Okay, so don't you worry. We got the link. This is the link for Diversify. Oh, you're looking for this verb. Verb. Synonym, I'm guessing, right? Intermix. There's that one. Okay. There's intermix. You're right. Let's see. We'll leave that there for now. That's fine. Okay, so intermix. Mix together. The or had. Okay, but here's the difference that we're going to be going into there, right? So the whole idea is that the human kingdom does not want humans. I guess you're right. Intermix is a good. It's a good thing, you know. I wish there was a word that says that you want to learn about them, you want to kind of practice some of the things they do, and just completely change everything. Isn't there a word for that? Where you are changing to that society's norm? I feel like there's a norm, like there's got to be something normal with it, right? Or am I just tripping here? Segregate? How could we not think of that word? Right, but the people. So what I'm saying is, so listen to the sentence, right? During these times of uncertainties, the human kingdom wanted to preserve their beliefs, values, and morals. So in a way, the human kingdom is doing it for their what they believe to be good, right? They want to hold on to their beliefs, hold on to their values and their morals. They fear that if humanity segregated, it's not really segregate, it's opposite of segregate. Disaggregate? Oh, that doesn't sound right. Synonyms and antonyms, I think is what we're going to have to look at in a little bit. Near antonyms. Assimilate? I think that might be one of them. Assimilate? Hold on, I think we found it, Mog. Assimilate. Let's watch this. To describe as similar. Assimilated the 19th century American captains of industry and commerce to medieval to exorbitant. Assimilate? I don't know if that's right. Maybe it's assimilate? Take in information, ideas, or culture and understand fully. Cause something to resemble like philosophers had assimilated through. That might be the one. Assimilate. Assimilate might be the better word to use here, because at the end of the day, that's what that's what something you'd scare of if you don't want people to go outside of that. Like the assimilate. Yeah, I think that might be the better one. Not diversify, but assimilate with other beings, because I'm pretty sure that past tense on it. What do you mean past tense? Assimilated. Oh yeah, that's all right. Assimilated, yes, past tense. Cultural simulation. Past tense, yeah. Take in information, ideas, or culture and understand fully. So they fear that if humanity assimilated with the other beings, they would become tainted, unruly, well, why tainted, right? Because we gotta look at that. Tainted. Past tense. Past. Contaminate or pollute. Affected with a bad or undesirable quality. Right. That's what humans are afraid of. If you ever think about making contact with a whole other civilization that's alien to our world, right? Like, in this case, a hypothetical world of elves, goblins, or kind of like Warcraft, right? As humans, you think about not being mixed into their things. Like, can you imagine if humans started to take in some of the understandings and cultures of the orcs? It'd be a whole nother world. Human Kingdom would definitely look different than what it is, So, yeah. Become people with no morals or kindness. How about that? Sentence. With no morals or kindness. Well, here's the thing. Mog. I would put that, and it's a very easy dismissible thing where it's like, oh, they're like fucking brutes and whatnot, but that's not it though. Morals, everybody and everything has morals. My moral understanding of things and what I hold to be, what I hold in my beliefs to be correct and that are my morals could be very different or very similar to you, Mog. Same thing with anybody else. Everybody's morals are different. Morals change between race, between species, between worlds, even. So morals is what we hold dear to our hearts. Okay? Like one of my morals is like, you should never lie to your family. No matter how big or small. I think the truth is always better to be heard than to be lied to, because it affects trust. That's why. That's my moral, right? My moral understanding, at least. But I can understand that a lot of people have different moral ideas. Okay? Some people believe that it's okay to tell small little lies to your kids. And to an extent, I can understand that. But I try not to. There's some things that I will say that are better left untold and unsaid, just because they're a bit more complicated to explain than if I were to just dismiss it with a lie. But for the most parts, one of my morals is just tell the truth. So what we're trying to understand is what's something irrational, okay, that any figure of power would be afraid of that their subjects would gain over them. And you want to make it seem like, oh, we have a good reason. Look at the government, for example. Okay, hold on. What'd you say? You missed my sub alert. Must be due to you being so into writing the story. Revelation. I need to look that up. Exactly. What does it mean? Oh, you mean revelation? Revelation or I can't even say it right. Mog, did you sub? Did you really? I didn't even notice. Let me check something real quick. Because I got all these things in different areas right now. Everything's kind of cuckoo, Creator dashboard. No, Mog. By the way, Mog, don't sub here. Channel's going down pretty soon. Damn it, Mog. I wish I could return it back to you. Is there a way that I could return it back? Don't be sorry about writing it. It's fine. If it's, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna. So just to let you know, Mog, I'm not gonna be on this channel forever. Gonna switch things up a little bit, and we're gonna change a couple things. It's gonna be for the better of the channel overall. I just find it difficult to keep up with all this. Either way, Mog, appreciate it. Love you, love the support. But let's continue with what we had going on so far right now, right? Okay, Revelation. Was it Revelation or what was it? Revolution. Oh, not Revelation. Revolution. Okay. So let's take a look at the actual revolution, right? A forcible overthrow of government or social order in favor of a new system. Well, that's not too bad. It would suck for the people that are in power in that current system. An instance of revolting. Okay. It's most scared of is them being overthrown by the people. Yeah. And a good way to have the government not scared that the people will one day revolt on them is by stripping them from that power. You strip them from that power and all of a sudden it's like, yep, everything's in order. the people can complain and bitch and cry about everything, and there won't be a single goddamn thing they can do about it. Not a single goddamn thing. You know? So, there is that. Okay. So, here's the thing. We're not really going to say that that's what the human kingdom is afraid of. But, I mean, eventually that's what's going to come of it. That's what Karen is most scared of. Yep. It's true. Oh, Jesus. Can I see something real quick? Oh, it's because it's on white on white. No wonder. I'm going to put this like that so we can see your comments better, Mog. Okay. All right. Tainted and unruly is basically what it comes down to. If people are unruly, then you can't control them. We could just finish it with that. They fear that if humanity assimilated with the other beings, they will become tainted and unruly. When you become unruly, anything you don't like, you're going to stand up and have an easier way. Because think about this, Mog. All of us, imagine, right? Imagine if we had no borders, right? And all of a sudden, you can go anywhere you want. You can be anywhere you want. Nothing holding you back, really, you know? Not your government, no passports or nothing like that. Like in a very early stage. Revolt, is that revolt? I mean, that's another word I know about, yeah. Rise in rebellion. Tainted and unruly. I'm gonna use revolt over unruly, because if they can rise in rebellion and cause to feel disgust, well, revolt. Rise in rebellion, it sounds better. I like that better. Revolt sounds a lot better. So we're kind of getting a story here. What we have, you know, we got a decent story going on here, you know. Okay, so you want to hear a little bit about the story, right? Okay, so story goes. Oh, y'all got to see this. This shit looks funny. I'll show you. So. The story. Now, don't lie to me. You were just sleeping. You were taking a nap. I saw that. I wanted to turn the camera and show you guys, but you sleepy? You tired? Huh? Okay. Take a nap. You can take a nap. I'm serious. You can take a nap. What? You don't want a nap? Oh shit, that's why you don't want a nap. Oh my god. Okay, so I have a story, but I don't have a story. That's how fucked it is, right? The game that I'm making, right? There is a story in there, right? Where you have all these other species in this world. Specifically, you have species that are pretty much known as demons. Now, demons, you're kind of thinking to yourself, like, what do you mean demons? Like, yeah, just demons is a race, and it's known by everybody in any fucking genre. You have demons in World of Warcraft, you have demons in fucking other RPGs, you have demons in anime and in mangas and stories, even have people that are associated with demons, and they're demon-like, you know, they're human-like, but they're demons, right? So, a demon falls in love with a human, right? It goes against the very nature that the human kingdom and their society believe to be norm. It's a big ass taboo, right? So, knowing the discrimination and the hate and the profiling that demons get in the human kingdom, right? The human leaves the kingdom because she saw it as, you know, not being fair towards that species. She saw it as very oppressing and did not agree with a lot of what people were saying. This girl leaves with this demon, and they go in to their own land. They go in out in the world, and they want to create their own home, their own world, really. And that's kind of what happens when, you know, in a funny way, when you're in love, you know, you kind of separate yourself from your parents. You separate yourself from that bad company you had, and you want to spend the rest of the time with that person that you love. And separating yourself from that person allows you to really go out there and create your own world. So, that being said, the human kingdom found out about their love, and they found it to be an absolute abomination. Something that goes against everything they believed in moral in every single way. And they sought out to destroy it. They sought out to end that type of relationship. They did not want to see it. They did not want to hear about it. They wanted to put a stop to it completely. So the rumor goes around that they were seen at an area where both humans and monsters really coexist and live together. It's a small village, right? People got away from the rest of the kingdom because the fears that they had about them, you know, assimilating was true. They saw how certain species and races of other creatures and beings were working, and their morals and everything, and some of them, you know, people agreed with their values, and they wanted to be and grow with them there. You know, they wanted to experience that side of life. They were tired of just being, you know, people, humans. It's kind of boring. So when news got back to the kingdom, they had discovered the location of where they were. By the order of the church, they sent guards to basically stop and destroy this revolting relationship. It went against the church. It went against the human kingdom. And so they thought that the best course of action was to end it. Going there, this is kind of where, like, my story can take several paths, okay? This is where things can get complicated because I don't know exactly where I want to go with this. But I do know is that you know, the main character, you may or may not know what's about to happen. So there's 3 different outcomes that I have, right? The first outcome that I have is that you were born the day that the soldiers were going into your home to put an end to your mom, your dad, and you, because you by nature are, in their eyes, are an abomination created from a human and a demon you were considered a abomination. So they were there to end you, right? And if that was the path, the story goes that your mom is killed, and your father takes you, right, away from them. And because, humans can't fly and shit, they're shooting crossbows and everything, your father decides to start his own kingdom, a kingdom where all creatures of all backgrounds and beings can coexist under one banner in peace. No drama, no discrimination, none of that. Where you can live in peace. And in doing so, he went around recruiting other people who felt the same way. He went around recruiting other beings and species that felt the same way. He went and recruited Lizardman, feral beings, beings of just like completely different shapes and forms. They went there and supported him to see such a life. That was one of the paths we could have taken, right? And obviously, you grow up with your father being the Demon Lord, right? And unbeknownst to you, your father is getting overthrown by the human kingdom when they find out what he's become of him. And by this stage of life, you're getting older and you're starting to understand things, but you're not quite an adult yet. You're probably, 7 or 10. And so they take you out for safety and you're safe, right? While your father's left back to defend the kingdom, defend himself and his people. And in doing so, he is KIA. He dies for what he believes in. He dies protecting you. And at this point, you are his future. You are what he holds. How do I say this? You are what he holds as the future, basically, right? That's one of the ways I could take the story. The other way that I could take the story, right, is that the human kingdom finds out about, you. Well, actually, now that I think about it, I think I found out what direction I want to take this. Yeah. I think I know how I'm going to take this story. So check this out. So how do I say this, right? So here, imagine this. Okay, this is what we're going to go with, right? The human kingdom essentially excluded themselves from everybody else and pretty much barricaded themselves from the rest of the world. But they weren't blind. They were watching all of these species and beings interact with one another. The humans would not make themselves available because of their fear, right? Which is almost irrational if you think about it. Like you don't have to tell your kid to pray to God and believe in God if you know that that's the right thing to do. I mean, how do I say this? It's kind of weird, right? Kids are not dumb. Kids can understand when something is bad or wrong. Kids also understand when something is fun and entertaining, you know? You don't have to tell a kid, hey, don't do that, you're hurting them, if they can see that the other person is getting upset, crying, or showing emotions of you know, displeasure. And that's kind of what I'm going with here. It's like society and the people in general can understand all these things, but it's our government that doesn't care about those things. It's our government that all they care about is keeping order and keeping everybody under their rule, right? At least the kingdom does here, right? Okay, so saying that the other beings or the other species, what do we call them? I want to say beings, but you know, it's kind of fucked up. If you think about it, if you open up your doors to others in exchange for resources and knowledge and all these other great things that you can get by sharing information with one another, but yet at the same time, behind doors, you know, discriminate everything that's happening. You know, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, man. I kind of like working like this, like on my own, in my own like mind, peacefully, because I do tend to talk a lot, and I do tend to like ramble and stuff. But I don't know. I find it like, I find it to be okay to share some of this stuff. Pass me a Sprite! Pass me a Sprite! I need a Sprite! You want another Lunchables? Pull it down, pull it down. You got it. There you go. Hey! Thank you, honey. You're the best. Hey, Kathy, come here. I want to show you something. Si miras esto, lávalo. Okay? Wash it. No, whenever you get one, I'm going to be fine with this one. I'm going to get a napkin here and I'm going to wash it. Don't you worry. But you should probably do the same thing. Yes. You okay? Can you get it? You're not strong enough, or what's going on? You got it? Come here, let me see it. Holy shit. What the fuck is all this, dude? It looks like smoke. So you just decided to get the nastiest one? Alright, look, listen. You probably want to go to the kitchen and like, I don't know, sprinkle some water on it, okay? This looks gross. Well, I was asking you if you were hungry. Oh, now you're hungry? I just asked you like 5-10 minutes ago like that. Come on. Alright. Interesting. Listen. I pretty much got it all. But rinse it with water, okay? You never know. And that there is my way of saying bottled is probably better. Not fucking canned. Canned kind of sucks. It does kind of suck. Like, I'm being creative by talking out loud to yourself? Yeah, I guess, you know. So, you gotta give a reason for the humans to interact with the other races. You know, race, beings, demi-humans, the other civilizations, the other kingdoms, you know? So, I'm gonna say that, the other kingdoms. Yeah. Okay, during these times of their beliefs, values, and morals, that if humans assimilated with other beings, they would become tainted and revolt. See, I don't know about tainted and revolt, because revolt is the effect of becoming unruly. I honestly think unruly is better here. Because revolt is something that rise in rebellion. You would call that a revolt, right? But unruly, ungovernable, intractable, refractory, willful. Yeah, willful. Because when people have their own will, they'll do whatever they want to do. Headstrong. Men mean not submissive to government or control. Government or control. That's the whole idea. Is that when people become unruly, you can't govern them anymore. You can't tell them what to do because they're doing their own thing, and they don't need anyone or anything else to tell them. You good? Oh yeah. I'll dry it for you. No big deal. She just comes and drops it off on my desk. I hear Dad. Do your thing. Yeah. It's like, okay, I got you. I got sandwiches in there. You don't see them in the back? All the way in the back. There's like a giant sandwich. Pull it out. You see it? It's underneath the Lunchables. You'll see it. Yeah, pull them out, dude. I like those sandwiches, man. You want some or not? Good. Your Sprite's ready. Isn't that because you're a super dad? What? No. I honestly don't think I'm a super dad, man. I think there's a lot of things that I wish I could do to improve my relationship with my wife, my daughter, hell, even with myself sometimes. You good or you need help? Oh, you're gonna put them there? Okay. Oh, you can grab them too easy, you know? You're the smart one over there. Pull it out. Here, I'm gonna give you a plate, and then you can have 2 of them. can have the chips.
Thank you,
Do
man.
you want mayonnaise? Do you want mustard?
Okay.
You want mustard or no? No, put it down. Put it down. No, put it in there. Put it together. Put it down. Okay. Say, okay. Don't freak out. It's okay.
Might need a platform,
Oh,
like a pillow.
I don't know. You can eat it right here.
Oh yeah.
I got a chair over here.
I made a new world because I want to make a Among Us person like Red. Everyone's always think Red is sus because they think Red.
Killer.
Yeah, always. But sometimes,
He's not.
yeah.
Blue, right? It's blue.
Yeah, and then they win. Because it.
Yeah. I understand. Isn't that guy? You're better. All right, we'll be right back. I'm gonna put your ass through.
Was there a good The great murders a long time ago, early in the days of magic, the human kingdom discovered that our world was not special, powerful, a powerful magic. Oh, you have some too. My daddy has some cool food. I bet you guys can taste it. It is delicious.
Holy shit, it's cold outside.
Yeah.
They're playing there.
I was just reading through like the messages and
My messages? What messages? I don't got any messages, do I? Oh shit, I do. I've got to go, Alpha. Have a great one. Thanks, Mog. Much appreciated. Okay. Okay. I don't think we need that one. All we know is they shared secrets of magic. Well, it's not really a secret if you're sharing it, right? They shared kingdom. Just knowledge. Yeah, yeah. You're good to eat and drink. Mhm. It's so fucking good, man. hmm Mm. Mm. Ooh, that's another fucking word right there. Big bullet word right there. Dare to be reprehensible, wrong, evil. Dreadful start. I don't know why I do this, but how do I say that word? Desecrate? You know what I'm saying? What's the word I'm looking for? Not desecrate. Oh, desecrate. Desecrate? Oh, shit. Sandy and profane. To violate the sanctity of, profane, desecrate a shrine or cemetery. Oh no. Sacred, desecrate. I think I'm looking for desecrate. Oh, sacred. To concern sacred. Okay, no. All right. Sacred. I think I'm looking for the word sacred. Sacred. Consecrate? No. I think we were looking at this earlier. I just can't remember what the fuck it was called. Not now, broski. Your shit's on point, but not yet, bro.
It was delicious. Need a little more Sprite.
Hey, that's me. Okay. Just what I was looking for. I'm thinking about a lot of shit right now. What? Look at this shit. Hold on. Marriage is meant for the good of all people. All people, okay. Not just Christians. Okay. Disgrace. Ceremonies. So, first of all, define a ceremony, you know? Ritual observance. See, we're getting now somewhere. We're digging into it, and we're pushing ourselves further and further into the point where it's like, this is what's happening, and this is, particularly speaking, what comes of it. Oh man, I think it would have been easy if I had like something big to like influence me or just kind of like guide me, but no, right now ain't shit influencing me or guiding me. because you got to be smart, well, at least somewhat, with what you're trying to do. Remember, I'm trying to keep it simple as possible, but still, you know, making the wheels keep going. All the human kingdoms, well, all the human kingdoms of kind was flourishing. The church, however, was not. As humanity started to question their faith and beliefs to their way of life, the church would start to condemn anyone who would question the church's faith, believe, or disgrace the church's sacred ceremonies. Any shape or form. Okay, would question the church's faith, right? Believes or disgrace it in any way. Disgrace it in any way. So now let's learn a little bit about the beams. We're gonna save this real quick, right? Ooh, what the hell is this? Thank you. What's this? Oh. Well, we got new sets, so we're not gonna need that. We might keep the checkboard layout, but Tileset Custom 3 is no longer needed. And guess what? We're not gonna need these anymore either, so bye-bye, bitch. Damn, it's gonna suck if I have to redo the actors. Fuck, I don't want to redo the actors. I'm gonna keep it here for now. I don't know. Motherfucker said, "You want a header?" Oh. I guess we can look at this real quick. Ouch. Kind of hurts. But yeah, it is whatever. It is what it is. I think if I was gonna put a header, I'd actually put a fucking header, you know? Okay. Let's see if we can find something already here. Let's go to the fandom. Be careful here. We don't ever fucking know what the fuck is in here. This looks pretty good. Oh, okay. It's an actual fandom. We have giants. We'll consider giants as a possibility. Demi-Cyclops, ability to be of giants, but they are rarely seen. Save themselves from. I mean, shit, bro. On its own already, like, define a Cyclops, you know? No, Cyclops, okay. A member of a race of savage one-eyed giants in the escaped death by blindness. That's yes, okay. And it's a fucking fish too. Okay. Halflings. What the fuck is a halfling? Why is there so much fucking information? Sure, status. Leprechauns, dude. Leprechauns? No, I'm sorry, dude. Like, I'll take the idea of elves, you know, but holy shit. Elven clans. Wait, what the fuck happened? Oh, the real beta. Oh, that was the first indexed by Google. It was in this? Maybe we could find something cool, you know? I should probably update my... Gotta up the shit, you know. Update the shit, you know. Identify. Hold on. Holy crap. Okay. Identify and describe the most common types of social interactions. Explain the different types of social interactions that help to stabilize society. Explain the social interactions that disrupt the stability of society and how these interactions disrupt society. Universal generalization. Social interactions help to stabilize society and can cause change in society. Social interactions take place in societies all throughout the world. The most common form of social interaction are exchange, competition, conflict, cooperation, and accommodation. Ah, so we're gonna see the most common form of social interactions are exchange. We're gonna give it a red little. Oh, okay. Competition, conflict, cooperation, and accommodation. 5. We're looking at 5 different things that we're gonna be looking at. Okay, how do you interact with other people? Explain the significance. Okay, so I think like I think that's like one of the biggest things right here that we're gonna have to learn. Oh, V? Okay. Okay, I want to put a star on that. Like, that's kind of cool and important to understand, you know? Exchange. I'm gonna highlight this because, yeah. Competition can be fierce, man. Fuck, I can't. Okay. How about we give you a different color? Okay, maybe go back to the highlight. No color. Can we like? Can we make like our own highlighter? Fuck. I kind of want to give it a highlighter. Competition. Where the fuck is orange? Why don't I have orange in here? Cooperation and accommodations. Okay. Forest clans. So I had the most contact with the order. The Dark Elves. The Snow Elves. The Sand Elves. What the fuck? Nomads. Sea Elves, huh?
I want to sing along with you. My voice can be the pastel. Your heart will be my canvas.
Nephilim. Weaker and stronger than both. I think we're gonna have to create our own. But we're gonna have to study the social interactions a little bit. Guiding questions: how do you interact with other people? Explain the significance of this exchange as part of people's daily interactions. Alright, we're going to look at this right off the back. We're going to blow this up, man. I need to read this. Or maybe I should just turn on my fucking light. No, alright. So much better, Pass me a pillow! Cool, thank you. Okay. Types of social interaction. Social interaction is the... Oh, God. Can we just fucking look up a video on this? Like, I'm serious, dude. Hold on. All right, we're gonna go through this. Let's just watch it. Hold on. You quiet.
An exchange is an individual, group, or societal interaction undertaken in an effort to receive a reward in return for actions.
Mm-hmm.
Some examples of exchange could be paying for groceries, gift exchange, or saying thank you after someone holds the door open for you. Competition is an interaction that occurs when two or more people or groups oppose each other to achieve a goal that only one can attain. Some examples of competition could be a basketball game, playing on a game show, or fighting with your siblings over a toy.
You're funny.
Conflict is the deliberate attempt to oppose, harm, control by force, or resist the will of another person or persons. Some examples of conflict could be a fist fight, disobeying your parent, or kidnapping someone.
God damn.
Cooperation is an interaction that occurs when two or more persons or groups work together to achieve a goal that will benefit many people. Some examples of cooperation are the members of a group working together on a project, players on a team working to win a game, or community members coming together to build houses for the homeless.
Damn, I was just watching this
Cultivation
shit.
is a state of balance between cooperation and conflict.
The
For
tiny
example,
houses, yeah.
The Compromise of 1850 guaranteed the new state of California a free state for the North and enforced a fugitive slave law for the South. Another example would be a parent organizing a chore schedule to evenly and fairly divide chores among siblings.
Alright. Let's watch the long version of it. Crash course.
You're daydreaming in class when the teacher calls on you and asks you a question. You don't know the answer, so you look desperately around the room for help. Finally, one of your classmates whispers it to you. So you say the answer and the moment of terror is over. You go back to daydreaming, the teacher goes back to teaching, and everyone's happy. A lot of stuff just happened there. Stuff that raises many questions. Like, why are you worried about giving the right answer? Why are you worried about answering the question at all? And why does your classmate help you out when it could get them in trouble? If you want the right answers to these questions, we need to talk about social interaction. And we need to talk about reality. Because according to some sociological theories, the reality of your social world in your classroom and beyond is basically a huge, lifelong stage play. Social interaction is simply the process by which people act and react in relation to others. Whenever people converse, or yell, or fight, or play sports, that's social interaction. And any place you find social interaction, you're going to find social structure. Social structure consists of the relationships among people and groups. And this structure gives direction to and sets limits on our behavior, because our relationships establish certain expectations of everyone involved, depending on the social setting. This is really obvious in a classroom. The teacher teaches and the students learn, because that's the expectation for that relationship in that setting. But if you run into a teacher, say, at the mall, you both behave differently, and probably awkwardly, because the expectations for your interaction in that social setting have changed. Now, this still doesn't tell us why these relationships work the way they do, but it does tell us where to look. If our interactions are a matter of expectations, then we need to understand how those expectations are set, and for that, we need to talk about social status. Status is a position that a person occupies in a society or social group. It's part of their identity and it defines their relationships with other people. So the status of teacher defines how a teacher should relate to their students. But statuses aren't just professions. Gender, race, and sexual orientation are all social statuses, as are being a father or a child or a citizen. And all the statuses held by a single person make up that person's status set. That status set can tell us a lot about a person, because statuses exist in a hierarchy, with some statuses being more valued than others. So if I tell you that someone is a white, middle-aged male CEO, then you can make some pretty reasonable guesses about his education, wealth, and the power he holds in society. And you've probably noticed that there are different kinds of statuses. For example, white, middle-aged, and male are pretty different from the status of CEO. The first three are all ascribed statuses. Ascribed statuses are those in which a person has no choice. They're either assigned at birth or assigned involuntarily later in life. Race, for instance, is an ascribed status assigned at birth, while the ascribed status of middle-aged happens at a point later in life. CEO, on the other hand, is an achieved status. It's earned, accomplished, or obtained with at least some effort on the person's part. Professions, then, are achieved statuses, so is being a student or a parent. Beyond this difference, there's also the fact that some statuses are more important than others. A master status is the status others are most likely to use to identify you. This can be achieved like professor or ascribed like cancer patient. And as that example shows you, a master status doesn't need to be positive or desirable. In fact, it doesn't even need to be important to the person who holds it. It just needs to be important to other people who use the status as their primary way of locating that person in the social hierarchy. Also, statuses tend to clump together in certain ways. Most CEOs are college educated, for example, but they aren't always. And a mismatch or contradiction between statuses is called a status inconsistency. When we talk about PhD students working as baristas, we're really bringing it up in that way because there's a status inconsistency between PhD and barista. At least in the industrialized world, service workers aren't supposed to be highly educated. Now, that's all very interesting, you might say, but we still haven't said that much about social interaction. And you're right. Status gets us started, but if we want to get into how people behave, then we need to talk about roles. If a status is a social position, then roles are the set of behaviors, obligations, and privileges that go with that status. So a person holds a status, but they perform a role. Keep that word in mind. Perform. Now, since a person can have multiple statuses, they can have multiple roles too, but a single status often has multiple roles that go with it. For example, a teacher's role in the classroom is to teach and lead students. But in the faculty lounge, the status of teacher has another role, acting as a colleague to other teachers or as an employee to the principal, roles that require a whole different bunch of behaviors than those found in the classroom. But all of the roles attached to the single status of teacher make up that status's role set. All statuses have role sets, and various role sets can sometimes demand contradictory behaviors of the person who holds that set. When the roles attached to different statuses create clashing demands, That's known as role conflict. Parents who work, for instance, often need to decide between the demands of their jobs and the demands of their families, which can lead to role conflict. And even the roles within a single status can create contradiction in what we call role strain. A student who has responsibilities for class, but also for basketball, an orchestra, and the yearbook committee, experiences role strain as they try to balance the competing obligation of these roles, all within the context of their status as a student. Now, sometimes, whether it's because of conflict, strain, or other reasons, people just disengage from a certain role in a process called role exit. This can be voluntary, like quitting your job, or involuntary, like getting dumped. In either case, it's rarely as simple as just walking out the door, because roles are a part of who we are. So exiting a role can be traumatic, especially without preparation or if the exit isn't by choice. Now, we've been talking about roles as though they're prescriptive or that they totally determine our behavior, but they don't. Roles are guidelines, expectations that we have for ourselves and that others place on us. We may or may not internalize those expectations, but even if we do, our behavior still isn't completely controlled. But why do statuses come bundled with roles in the first place? Why can't I just not perform my role? The answer is complicated, but part of it is that, well, reality itself is socially constructed. I mean, there's nothing in the laws of physics that says some people are teachers and that those people get to ask questions and students have to answer them. But that doesn't mean these statuses aren't real and don't have real roles attached to them. One good way of thinking about this is known as the Thomas theorem, developed by early 20th century American sociologists William Thomas and Dorothy Thomas. It states, if people define situations as real, they are real in their consequences. In other words, statuses and roles matter because we say they do. The perception creates the reality. So the reason you can't just not perform your role is that even if you don't think it matters, everyone else does think it matters. So the student who refuses to answer a question gets in trouble, while the teacher who refuses to teach and just hangs out drinking wine with their feet up on their desk gets fired. If you have the status of a teacher, people expect, even demand, that you do the things that teachers are expected to do. How you feel about your status doesn't really enter into it. And we know who's a teacher and who's a student based on our background assumptions, our experiences, and the socialization that teaches us about norms in various situations. So this is how your reality becomes socially constructed. You and everyone around you uses assumptions and experiences to define what's real. By interacting with the people around you and expecting certain behaviors in the context of roles, you actually create the social reality that shapes those interactions that you're having. The fact that this happens in interaction is really important because your social reality is not just about you. It's about everyone you're interacting with and their expectations too. It's about maintaining a performance. And this idea of performance is really central to a sociological understanding of how people interact. It's the key to what's known as the dramaturgical analysis of social interaction. This approach, pioneered by Canadian-American sociologist Erving Goffman, understands social interaction as if it were a play performed on stage for an audience. By Goffman's thinking, people literally perform roles for each other, and the point of social interaction is always, at least partly, to maintain a successful interaction that's in line with expectations, that is, to satisfy the audience. In order to do this, people need to carefully control the information others receive about them in a process called impression management. Like, if you're out on a first date, you're not going to talk about how your last relationship ended because you don't want to create a bad impression. But impression management isn't merely a matter of what you say and don't say. It's also a matter of what you wear and what you do. That is to say, it's a matter of what Goffman referred to as props and nonverbal communication. Props, as you know, are just objects that performers use to help them make a certain impression. So if you want to look professional, you wear a suit. If you want to look studious, make sure you're reading a book. And the setting can be a prop too. Being the one standing at the front of the classroom is like 50% of what it takes to look like a teacher. And nonverbal communication includes body language, like standing up straight in order to look respectable and maintaining or averting eye contact, as well as gestures like waving hello to your friend. Together, props and nonverbal communication are both examples of what Goffman called sign vehicles, things we use to help convey impressions to people we interact with. Those vehicles are important aspects of the performance, but really the most fundamental distinction is the one between what's part of the performance and what isn't. In other words, what the audience sees and what they don't. Goffman called this front stage and backstage. Front stage is where the audience is and where the performance happens, while backstage is where the performer can drop the performance and prepare. Often, the things we do backstage would totally ruin the performance we're trying to maintain front stage. A teacher cursing floridly while grading papers would be considered backstage. Important preparation for teaching is happening, but if any of her students, that is the audience, saw her, it would totally ruin the performance because it defies expectations of how teachers are supposed to act. And not all performances are one-person shows. The students, for instance, are all on what Goffman calls a team. They're all working together to give a performance collectively for the teacher. This doesn't mean they're all friends or that they even like each other. It just means that they all need to work together to pull off the show of being a good, attentive class. This is why your classmate whispers the answer to you. They're helping you maintain the class's performance of attentiveness by acting as a teammate. And the teacher goes on teaching. It's important to understand that in Goffman's analysis, the performances that everyone does all the time aren't necessarily adversarial. The students perform for the teacher, and the teacher performs for the students, but everyone involved wants the performance to go smoothly. You may not ever win an Oscar, but according to dramaturgical analysis, your social interactions are where your statuses, roles, and all of the expectations that they entail come together for you to give, literally, the performance of your life. And that performance is the stuff of social reality. Today we learned about social interaction. We talked about statuses, how you come to have them, and how they can conflict.
Not really what I was looking for, but well, let's do this one. Last one. All right. Which people act and react is related to other social behavior between two or more people. Should include those acts and response they give and return. And a society maintains so interactions have a high degree of okay. Okay. Status set. Achieved. Mastered. Role set. So status is like what you have accomplished, as far as I can kind of understand right now. Right? Status, social position that a person holds. Status is part of our societal identity and helps define a relationship to others. This was probably a physical disability. Oh. Expected behavior is someone who holds a particular status, a person holds. Role conflict. I think those are the two. Oh, those are the kind of the roles I want to add, you know? Status and role. Role set. A role set refers to a number of roles attached to a single status. Every status says. Right. Attention's on. Social construct reality. Okay. Communications, verbal communication, nonverbal communication, body movement, gestures, and facial expression rather than in speech. Types of social interaction, exchange, cooperation. Okay. Conflict. Where is most obvious example of this is which okay. Competition. Oh, hold on. Oh, go back. Okay, so exchange, right? When people do something for each other with the express purpose of receiving a reward or return, they're involved in exchange and interaction. The process of transferring goods, services, and other items with each other. The reward can be materials, a paycheck at the job, or non-material thank you from a coworker. Cooperation and a cooperative interaction occurs when people act together to promote common interactions or achieve shared goals. No group can complete its task or achieve its goal without cooperating from its members. Usually both individuals' goals for group goals. Cooperation works together with other forms of interaction such as conflict arises when people or groups have incompatible values or when the awards or resources available to society or its members are limited. True. The process by which people physically or socially conquer each other. Conflict creates solidarity and fellow feelings. Conflict always involves an attempt to gain or use power, although war is the most obvious example of this. This is done most often in social situations. Okay. Competition is a form of conflict which individuals can find their conflict with agreed upon rules. It is the process by, so like a guy finding a mate, I guess that's like competition, you know. Where people could attempt to obtain the same goal that only one can attain. Most sociologists as a positive thing, one that can motivate people. Goals, accommodations. Oh no! Accommodation means resolution of a conflict by adjusting oneself environment. It brings a range which permits groups to work together. Independence, role, and rights. Shit. Stop. Oh. Can we not do this? Oh, fuck it. I kind of get the idea now. Remaking a corrupted song? Do I dare go venture my dudes? My guy is trying hard. He does fucking great music though. I'm gonna let him do his thing, man. I got my own thing too, man. But yeah. Okay. So task social interactions. Okay. Right. So social exchange theory. I get that. Cooperation. So what do we have here? We have exchange, competition, conflict, cooperation, and accommodation. I think the bigger one is the accommodation one. You know, war, competition. Okay, maybe not. Okay. No, go back. Okay, so objective, you know, blah blah blah. Social exchange theory, cooperation, social conflict. Where's a classic example of conflict, competition, and then where's the other way? No. So we got competition, social conflict, cooperation, social exchange theory. Where's the last one? Cooperation. Social conflict is a power of social interactions, conflict theory. Okay, norms and values. This is okay. Okay, control. Social society is composed. The groups. Okay. Competition, and I think we have competition with So competition and then conflict should be like one of the two. War is one of the conflict ones, but social conflict, right? And competition, and then we have no, we don't have anything else beyond that, dude. Accommodation. Where is accommodation? They don't have accommodation here. Okay. No accommodation? I don't know. We talked about it earlier. Alright, fuck it, bro. It's one of those things where it's like, well, I'm aware that it didn't say conflict. I mean, accommodation, but if you think about it, accommodation does kind of make sense when you're in a new environment. You see everybody else doing a certain thing that you know you should be doing the same that thing, the exact same thing. A year in the game. Do I dare want to make time again in the game? I can totally do it. I can totally do it. I just don't want to do it right now. Okay. Okay. Ooh. Okay. I just want to make sure that is how you spell, like, you know, races, right? Like new races. A competition between. No, a strong or rapid current flow through a narrow no. How about race? Competition, a strong, rapid, complete with another or others to see who is faster. A move prowls. The second type of race, not that type of race. So there's two, you know, there's race and then there's race. Okay, got it. Now is race, plural is races. Each of the major groupings into which humankind is considered in various theories or contexts to be divided on the basis of physical characteristics or shared ancestry. Got it. The fact. Oh, hold on. You're gonna have your race and you're gonna have your ethnicity of that race. That's kind of cool. It's that is kind of cool. I don't know. I do know, but I don't know. You know, it's weird. Each of the major groupings into which humankind is considered to your context to be divided into the base of physical characteristics or shared ancestry. Similar is ethnic group. The fact or condition of belonging to a race, divisions or group, or other qualities, characteristics. All the other races are gonna be like all over the place. We're sharing the same culture, history, language, and an ethnic group. Similar ethnic group. A group or set of people or things with a common feature or features. Group type, sort, class, kind, variety, ilk, genre, caste, style, brand, vintage, order, breed, species, generation. A group of people descended from a common ancestor. Family, line, lineage, blood, folk, clan, tribe, ancestry, descendant, bloodline, progeny, offspring, issue. Middle English, lineage. A sequence of species, each of which is considered to have evolved from the chimpanzee and gorilla lineage. Ah. Member of an ethnic group, especially a member of a minority group who retains customs, language. Ah, okay. Interesting. Definition of ethnic. Or relating to a large group of people classed according common racial, national, tribal, religious, linguistic, and culture. I'm gonna say race and lineage. Ah. Maybe we got something going on. Well, Queen Silo. Okay, we got a bunch of shit here that's not gonna make sense to what we're looking for. Tribes and lineage. I think I got it. It's gonna be tribes and lineage, man. Which kind of like, you know. Also, the fact that this is here, this should be like super tiny, bro. Okay. Well, let's start off with, what? Shit. Well, no, actually, we might need this one instead. 1-1. Let's do this. So, like, Elven, right? Wood elves. I don't know what else to call them. Dark elves. I the dark elves or wood elves. Fucking high elves. Kind of like that type, you know? And then you have your orcs. And kind of orcs, right? You get your brute orcs. You get your alpha orcs. Spirit orcs. Right, it's like I got a little thing going on here. I need time to really think about it, man. So you know what I'll do it? I'm gonna call it a break right now, and I'll get back to this later, dude. But let me sit down and get some air. I'll catch you cats another time, and I'm tired. It's been a weird day, anyways. Yeah, I'll catch you guys around. Take care. Peace.